Alrighty, so we're here live on stream, and we were messing around with the final boss, Taizu Twigo Waylo fight. And this right here is the team that people are using for really high scores. If I'm not mistaken, this was also the team that people were using on JP as well. It doesn't say you can't use food. I'm not exactly sure what the best food to use here is. I assume maybe HP could be okay, but they're telling me that I need to take my attack pieces off of my gear, which I absolutely hate doing, so I'm not really going to bother on going for like an incredibly high score or anything. But if you really want to go for it, you'll probably have to take off your attack pieces so that way you're not doing too much damage. But if we look down here at the actual challenges themselves, clear with a fairy hero on the team. We are just assuming we're just not doing that because this is the team that we use. We also have to remove 10 buffs from enemies using skills with buff cancel, which we also don't have, so we're just barring that as well. But the ones that we can do are inflict rupture damage on enemies 5 times, and then remove stances 3 times from the enemies using skills with stance cancel. We were actually able to do that in the last run that we did, but we only completed 1 challenge, and it really didn't add too much to our score, so it's pretty hit or miss. We do have the Freyr Relic on at the moment, so do be aware that I'm using it in this run. I'm assuming it just helps out with stats, which just ends up giving you maybe more score at the end of the day, but we're not necessarily going for like the biggest score rewards. We're just kind of showing you what the team is that people are using for the score and sort of giving you a couple of tips and stuff like that. So in the first phase, if you wait a couple of turns, they will actually, Taizu will put on a reflect skill, and then I think it's turn 2, Twigo will actually use a buff skill as well, which will actually buff the entire team. That is when you want to use your rupture skills. So you because I have attack gear and stuff like that on, or like I have my attack pieces on, I guess I should say, I do have to worry about maybe doing too much damage. So ideally, you would take the attack pieces off so that way you can actually get away with attacking and getting rid of some of these cards out of your hand so you can draw the rupture skills a little bit more. I think in the last round that we did, we actually pulled a second rupture on the first turn. Like our first card draw was an extra rupture skill, which would have been really nice if I would have played it perfectly, but it's been a while since this one's come out, and honestly, these enemies are so fragile and weak that it's going to be more like finagling with your gear and trying to make sure you have like the perfect setup more than anything here. So we're going to go for maybe this just to get it out of hand, and we'll go ahead and move this. I was told that I need to finish the fight off in phase 2 with Echidna's ultimate, so we're kind of sort of pushing further for that. We did not get another rupture skill here, unfortunately. Twigo is going to put up his buff at the end of this turn. Ideally, we would have drawn an extra rupture skill by this point, because I think if they all have rupture, or if they all have buffs on them, you could just use 2 rupture skills during this part right here. Wow, they're really going all out with buffs this turn. And then you would be able to get away with it. But unfortunately, we do not have the luck for that. So killed Waylo there. This is probably going to end up doing too much damage as well and kill off Twigo, which is going to be unfortunate. So that means Taizu's the only one left on the field, which means we're probably not going to be able to get the rupture skill done. Plus, we didn't pull it either way. If I can pull... Wow, Taizu really going hard there. If we could pull the whatchamacallit, the last stance cancel skill that we need from Freyr, we can actually have all 3 stance cancels that we need to get through the entire phase here. But basically in phase 2, they're gonna don their uniforms and become the Ginyu Force, which is fantastic. We did not get our... We need... Well, I don't know. Maybe I should... It's going to be a tough one. Obviously, this might not be the best run, but we're going to go ahead and use these cards and then maybe just move this so we don't merge or anything. But do note that Waylo can... Oh my god, that's too much damage. Okay, well, we've screwed it up. Yeah, they're basically just going to all put on stances, and then you just stance cancel them all. We're going to probably skip forward. I'll do one more run and see if I can get a little bit of a better better setup going. Okay, so Here we are. Twigo has just buffed. We have 2 Rupture skills in hand. We're going to use the level 1 first, just so that way we can kind of hope that it doesn't kill Waylo off. But at the same time, it might kill Waylo off. So we're going to use the level 2 second. That should hopefully complete the challenge there. I'm going to really hope that I don't merge into a level 3 here. Okay, that was actually kind of close to killing there. And then boom. That first one actually got the Rupture skill one done, did it not? So that's kind of odd. I guess... I don't think it has anything to do with like how many buffs they have on, right? So that's kind of weird. I'm not 100% sure on that one, to be honest with you. So either way, moving into the second phase, it does not look like I'm going to be able to get lucky enough to get the stance cancels I need, unfortunately. So this is probably not going to be the greatest run, but just know, because these enemies are so weak, you can basically just ult rush and like farm this stage pretty easily, I would say. So we're just going to hope for maybe either a stance cancel card with Freyr. Oh, we actually did get that, so that's actually really nice. Ideally, you have 3 stance cancels, either 2 stuns, or 2 separate stuns, and then, or like 2, you know, Freyr stance cancel cards, and then one of the other ones. But I am not getting that lucky. You can see that they are all going to stance at the end of this turn right here. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and I could, but I should be moving cards here. By the way, I'm not perfect at these. I'm just trying to blow through it a little bit quicker, but. Yeah, they're going to be stancing at the end of each of the phases here, and then we're just going to try to stance cancel as many of them as we can. Ideally, you want to get all 3 of them, so that way you actually get the challenge done. But because we are not that lucky, we're just going to go ahead and do it like this. And then ideally, if you don't have attack pieces on, you'd be able to stance cancel all 3 of them, and then they would still be alive, and you could use the Echidna ultimate to kill the actual stage itself, so that way you get a really big damage score at the end as well. But it is what it is. We obviously not a perfect run, but we're just kind of letting you guys know how it goes. So 1.4 million on a 1/6 ultimate is still insane. But we'll see what my score is looking like here. We have, okay, almost 5K score, which is not too bad. That's like 500 additional points compared to what we did in our best run so far. So that's going to put us in top 0.69%. So that's the perfect place to be. But either way, that is the team that you're going to be using. Obviously, there's probably even faster fast farm, you know, clear teams, but realistically, if you have your attack gear on, you're probably going to just be able to AoE your way to success here and farm it in 2 turns flat easy anyway. So that's pretty much it for me. If you want to, feel free to, you know, subscribe and stuff like that. That way you can be part of the chat next time we do live stream, and you can be in maybe a video or something. That'd be super cool. But either way, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe. I will see you guys later.